Hi guys, welcome back. I wanted to do another video on SATs. I did a video a year or two ago about it, but I've kind of revamped my own process and it seems like it's much more powerful. I'm getting faster results by doing what I'm going to talk about today. So if you're not familiar with SATs is a technique from Neville Goddard, a state akin to sleep. So this is a theta state that your brain enters into right before you fall asleep, okay? It is the state where your subconscious is highly impressionable. It's very easy to change your thoughts and beliefs when you're in this theta state. This is the easiest technique that I have found to reprogram my subconscious. Now, Neville talks about feeling is the secret. Feeling the state of the wish fulfilled is the secret to bringing it into your physical 3D reality. First step. So this is, again, something from my old process, but I've also redefined it a little bit since learning reality transurfing. So in reality transurfing, you create what's called a slide. Like, what is it that you want to create in your reality? What is it that you want to bring into your physical 3D? What does that look like? You're going to create a slide. Could be a mental image or a little video clip, few seconds long, that implies your wish is already fulfilled. So you'll create this little scenario, and then this is what you're going to use moving forward when you're meditating or when you're using SATs, when you're using your manifestation techniques. So implying the wish is fulfilled. What scenario could you imagine that would imply that your wish has already been fulfilled, your dream, your desire? So I'll give you a couple of examples. So for instance, let's say I'm unemployed and I want a new job. I don't get hung up on all of the details. I don't get hung up on the company. I don't get hung up on any of those details. I go right to a scene that implies that a sequence of events has already occurred where I have applied for the position, interviewed for the position, have been hired for the position, and I've already started the position, and I'm already happy, and the company is happy with me. So I would play a little video clip in my mind that I'm sitting at my computer or my laptop. Again, I don't fill in the details of my surroundings. Maybe I'm working from home, maybe I'm in an office, maybe I'm in a coffee shop, who cares? Do not fill in the scenery around this. Just picture yourself in front of a computer or at a laptop receiving an email from your new boss congratulating you. You've been here. Hey, Robin, you've been here for a few months. You've made some significant proposals. You've been doing an outstanding job, blah, 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 and how that would feel for me. Now, that implies I already have the job. All the steps that I needed to take in the 3D reality, I completed. So I got the job. Not only do I have the job, but I'm happy at the job because for me, I would be a superstar. If I'm loving where I'm at, I am a superstar. So receiving an email implies that I love what I'm doing, I'm happy there, and I'm performing, and I'm a superstar. So let's say, for instance, you want a date with a specific person. I would create a little scene, a little slide that says, I'm on the date, or no, this would, let's say you want a date with a specific person. I would run a little video of them walking me to my door at the end of the date and kissing me goodnight or giving me a hug, like whatever you feel comfortable with. That implies that they've asked me out. We went on a date. We had a great time. I would add in that they're smiling at me and I'm smiling back at them. Now, I'm doing this from my perspective. I'm not doing this from an outsider's perspective, looking at the scene. I'm doing it from my perspective. I know, though, that if this person is walking me to the door and saying goodnight, I know how I feel. And I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling like, oh, that was so awesome. I had such a great time. So that's the type of scene I would create for that. If I wanted to get engaged, I would imagine, again, a scene that implies it's already happened. I would imagine a scene where maybe I'm on the phone with one of my kids and I'm looking down at my hand at a diamond and saying to my kids, like, I just got engaged, I'm so happy. And them responding, oh, Mom, I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. I'm so excited. That's it. Because that implies so many things for me. That means that I've met the right man. We click. I'm in love with him. Obviously, he's in love with me. He wants to spend the rest of his life with me. Gives me the diamond. And my family is happy for me, right? That like checks all of my boxes. Those are the things that I would be concerned with. So you want to craft a scene implying that all your boxes have been checked. Whatever actions that needed to happen, they've already happened. You don't want to add a lot of details into the scenario. I'm not going to add in a specific conversation that I would have with my kids. I would just like, oh, Mom, I'm so happy for you. That's great news. That's it. Don't fill in a lot of the details. My experience, the less I fill in the details, the more surprised and in awe I am of what ends up manifesting. It always ends up manifesting so much better than I could possibly imagine. Because even though you're in your imagination, you still got these blinders on. You still have like these limiting beliefs that are bouncing around. Don't try to create all this other stuff in those scenes. Just focus on like the top things that imply your wish has been fulfilled. Okay. Once you have that, then you should be running that slide throughout the day. In terms of sats, you got your slide ready. You know what you're going to use for this specific manifestation. You're going to get into a comfortable position. You're going to clear your mind. Stop all the chatter. For me, I'll meditate. I'll put on some meditative music. I just created an 8-hour, it's meditation music, specifically for sats. It's got 396 megahertz solfeggios in the music itself, which decreases your fears and doubts. And I've also Reiki'd it up and down so that your sats meditation, your sats process is supercharged. You could play that. So I quiet my mind. I get into a space. I know that I'm there when I just feel like I'm floating. I just feel like I'm floating around. Sometimes you might feel drowsy, but it's that feeling that you get into right before you drift off to sleep. Now play your little video slide. Don't try to fill in more details. You gotta work with just the slide and then focus on the feeling that slide brings you. This feeling is the secret. That's the only thing that's the only reason why you're creating the slide. It's the only reason why you're doing sats. It's the only reason why you're doing these things is so that you could feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You feel that feeling and you just want to ride that feeling. So I just become so aware of this feeling and I focus it on my heart. So I know that it's heart and mind coordination. I'm thinking about the slide. I'm playing the slide in my mind. And it's generating a feeling in my heart. I'll focus on the energy that I feel coming from my heart, whatever that is. Security, love, happiness, whatever. And then I just imagine expanding that up and around me, like my aura, like a bubble around me. So I'll feel the feeling, and then it's like in my mind, I'm an airbender, an energy bender. I focus on my heart space and just like push that energy out, like I'm pushing a radio transmission out into the universe. And I'll get to a point, now this takes practice. I'll get to a point where I could slip into that energy and I just feel it all around me, like this. And then I just kind of float in that energy for a bit. You can set a timer for like 20, 30 minutes doing this. I've always used it and then drifted off to sleep. I know some people say don't do that, whatever. It works for me. So I will use that to fall asleep. I'll go off into this little dreamlight state, focus on my slide, focus on my feeling, push it out, and I fall asleep like I'm encapsulated in that energy. All right, try this out. Try this technique out. Try the SATS 8-hour meditation that I just uploaded. Do that every night. Like, try it for 5-10 days. Let me know if it works for you. All right, guys, good luck.